The mapping feature at API Nation is really powerful, but also really easy to use. When you get to the configuration screen of your sync, scroll down to get to the mapping section. You'll see we do most of the work for you and automatically match up the fields between your two apps. If there's anything else you want to match up, just find an empty field, job title for example. I can hit the plus button. It'll bring up all the fields available to sync into that field. I can search for it. There it is. And now job title is going to get synced in there. If I need to clear anything out, I can just click into the field and delete it. And each field has a helpful preview giving you an example of the kind of data you can expect to sync over with this mapping. And if you decide you want to use the default mapping, just scroll to the top, push the map automatically button, and everything will go back to normal. Those are the basics. Now let's get into a few advanced strategies. Number one, reusing fields. So occasionally you'll be syncing apps and see a field that you want to use twice. For example, we have a mobile phone, business phone, home phone, but then there's also a main phone field. Instead of syncing a fourth phone number in here, I can actually just use mobile phone, business phone, or home phone. I'm going to go ahead and use mobile phone. I'll hit the plus, search for mobile, and add it in. So you can see I'm reusing that field for mobile phone and main phone. You can do this for email or any of the other fields you want to use more than once. Number two is combining. So occasionally you'll have a field you want to sync to and you'll want to sync more than one field in there. For example, here it's asking for full name and there's a first name field, a middle name field, and a last name field available. I could put them all in the same field. So I'm just going to add, middle, and finally, last. This way I can combine all three of these fields coming over so that it populates this full name field. This is especially useful for fields like notes, where not only can you put in notes, but you can go ahead and add any other fields you think would be relevant in the notes section. For example, in this case, maybe I want to add the assistant name. That's available here. Maybe I also want to add in children's name so that that information is also readily available. The final tip is adding custom text. So not only can you add as many fields as you want in here, but it might be helpful to be able to add little pieces of text explaining what they are. So for example, I have the notes, but I'm not necessarily going to remember what this comes over as. It's just going to say something like Jones, and children will probably just say their children's name. So I can go ahead and add a little piece of text in here that'll remind me what these fields are. And you can see in the preview down below, you'll see the notes, and now there'll be an assistant, and then the assistant name will get populated, children, and then the children name will get populated. And this will happen with all the contacts that sync over. It's not only helpful for formatting, but let's say I want to add one static piece of text to get synced in with all of these contacts. For example, maybe everybody works at the same company. And instead of adding it to all my contacts before syncing it over, I can just write it in here and it'll get added to each contact as they come over. So all of these contacts coming over are coming over from Microsoft. Now every contact that comes through here will have this Microsoft added as their company. And you can do this with tags, you can do this with hashtags, you can do this with status. Super helpful with a lot of different syncs. And that's it. That's everything you need to know to use API Nation's mapping feature to its full potential. If you need any help setting up these syncs for you or your team, shoot us an email, give us a phone call. We're API Nation, connecting the world's applications. We love doing this stuff.